Pass holder night is returning.
Want some cool Universal merch? Then head to Univrs.
And we have a third version of HHN Nightmares Halloween Horror Night 32 Spec map.
This is episode 567 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. As always, we got a great show for you today. I am your host, Chris, but I am not the only host here. Joining me, I have Lee.
Hello, everyone.
I was about to say Tracy. little tear came out. I have Michelle.
Hey, hey.
And we have our fake Tracy. We got John Sheps.
Man, how's everybody doing? I'm glad to be your fake Tracy this evening.
It's so weird that she's been gone for this long at this point, and she's still away for another 6 weeks. I don't know how I'm surviving.
It's been a long time.
It's been 8 weeks, I think, at this point she's been away. So we're past the midpoint, finally.
Gosh, that seems like
Over
a
the
really
hump.
long time.
Oh, tell me about it. That come down is going to be so hard for her. It's a good job we go to Orlando a week after we get back.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, nothing will have kicked in. You're just still on a high.
Yeah, the come down is the worst part. I don't even want to think about that.
No, me either. I think I might leave the house until we're ready to go to the airport on Tuesday morning.
Well, yes, John, we have you as our Tracy for today in this show. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us your favorite, Universal Orlando ride and food item? And
All right. Excellent. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. My name is John. I'm a Producers Club member, so shout out to the Cult. Been listening to you guys for a few years, and I'm glad to finally have an opportunity to hop on here. My favorite ride is Men in Black.
Yes.
But favorite show, the horror makeup show. I think that kind of goes. That show goes neck and neck with that ride. My favorite food item has to be the table-made guacamole at Antojitos. We get that every year, and I love it.
Yummy.
That is good. That's good.
I've still never had it because Tracy's not a guacamole fan. We don't get it. So, yeah.
It's the cilantro, right?
Yeah, probably. With everything in, she doesn't like coconut, anything else you want to add into it.
Coconut? We don't have coconut and guacamole.
I'm just naming things she doesn't like.
That's the UK version.
Coconut. Where are they getting their coconuts from? Imported.
All their beaches.
Yeah.
Yes. So for anyone listening, it was like, why have they got John to introduce himself and like all the rest of the guest hosts haven't? Because John, this is his first time on the show. Everyone else, you should know, John is a Producers Club member. This is the first time he's been on the show, so that's why I've got him to introduce himself.
We're popping his shit, Harry.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm super ready for it.
Hey, I think he's been doing more research at this point than the rest of us normally do. So,
well, I know he's done more
Opening up the
research.
doc 30 seconds prior to the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've been in Alaska for the past 10 days, so I have no clue what's going on. I'm learning all this as we speak.
I listened to Rush of Fear
There's a
today.
theme park in Orlando.
Yes, I listened to Rush of Fear today as well. So, and you weren't on it, so it was nice.
I
enjoyed
wasn't.
it.
So I'm guessing they discussed the spec map, which I haven't even seen. So
Oh, awesome! Even better then.
yeah. So
Good.
you get me fresh on the HHN front this time.
Cool.
By the way, John, we still need which Universal Orlando park is your park of choice?
Yes.
Oh man, my favorite park. Well, that's horrible. I guess I mentioned Men in Black and the horror makeup show, so I guess it would be Universal. But I love Islands of Adventure for the entrance music. But
Yeah.
give me Universal.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I always think
Okay.
I think the better rides are in studios, but the Islands is probably the better park. It's such a weird.
It is weird because I also find like when we go, we spend more time in Universal
Yeah, we do.
Studios
I do too. Me
Yeah.
too.
and Islands, even though we love a lot of the stuff. And I know it's a hard one.
It's weird, isn't it? It's strange.
Yeah.
I'm weird. Like I'm like a settings and mood guy. Like we usually like we hit the ground running. So we started Islands of Adventure and we're go. But I love Universal at night, and the night is usually like when we slow down a little bit, so we make good memories with the family. Like, so my best memories and my best photos that I like after I have the come down of leaving Universal are usually from, the Universal Studios. So that's kind of where my heart lies.
Yep, I agree. It's the OG. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Oh, Epic might.
Yeah,
but,
well,
no.
I'm interested to see
Oh,
what
man.
Tracy says about Japan when we finally get her on to talk about it compared to studios.
Ooh, yes. All right. Yeah. So let's get this show moving along. I did get a chance to visit Minion Land recently and try Minion Cafe. I don't have a recording, so you're just gonna have to hear my voice live. So let's pull out the notes here.
Now, I've heard a little birdie told me that you're only allowed to do this if you say in Alexa's voice.
Yes, she told me that, but she wrote so much stuff. This whole episode would be just that. So I gotta kind of compress
Okay.
it. So I'm gonna kind of skim over it. But so I'll start off with what I had like directly. So I had the first of all, let's talk about the place, right? Love the ambiance that Minion Land has added to the park. Not to say that the front of the park was dead, but it's just really shiny and fun. So it kind of reminds me of like the same vibe that I get walking into Seuss Landing.
Okay.
Just during Christmas time, if that makes sense. It definitely, I like seeing, the shops that are open there at nighttime. There's some, not too much lighting, but there's some cool lighting. Even the sign in the front, I thought was kind of cool looking. Minions Cafe itself felt super weird going in there just because like that is Monsters Cafe.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that was there. No, that was there. Yep, that's not that. That's this. There used to be a seat here. But I will say, like the decor, all that stuff, it's very well done. I think Universal knocked it out of the park with that. Now, in reference to food, you gotta sit at the table and order from the mobile app. That whole process, it was okay. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
We
How
got our
busy
food.
was it when we were messaging back and forwards when you were there though, Chris? You said it was incredibly busy at the time, wasn't it?
It was very busy, and like it wasn't just Alexa and I had like my whole family up there, so it was like 7 of us, and we all ordered stuff, and it came out reasonably fast for how busy it was, and all the things that we ordered. They could work a little bit on it. There was we had, because we couldn't get like silverware and stuff. They have to bring it to you, so it's like kind of casual, fast mixed
Okay.
with sit down dining. And you can tell it's still new, so I'm not going to knock them for
Yeah,
this.
it's still in soft opening as well, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is not a knock, but definitely some areas that they just need to maybe train up the staff a little bit more, because I got a lot of like question mark faces when asking things to people over there.
okay.
Like just a blank stare, like no response back.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, again, not knocking them, just pointing this out.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff in the mobile app, I mean, it's like any other kind of sit down mobile app style ordering in the parks. So if you're familiar with that, you'll be familiar with this here. Onto the food. So the food prices, I'll say they're a little bit on the higher end side, like we've talked about before.
Yeah.
However, the portions are pretty decent for what you're getting. And I will say this, like just going through the menu when you're actually there, this is probably like the most, what's the word?
Eclectic.
Kind of eclectic.
There we go. Great minds think alike.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Like the most eclectic restaurant in the parks, I think, with the food offerings that they have there, because it's not themed to any one specific thing. Like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And I like that. So it's a great spot to go to if all of us are used to theme parks. You got your pizzas, burgers, chicken tenders, all that stuff. And they have some of that here. But if you really just want to go, hey, I just want something completely different, this is the spot to go to, right? I got, which I've been talking about for a while on the show now, but I finally got to have it, that Agnes honeymoon
All
soup.
right.
Really?
So, yeah, I got that. Came with the grilled cheese. Now, Alexa and I disagree on this a little bit. She kind of ranked it lower than I have. So she basically went like 3s across the board, which isn't bad. It's just average.
Out of what?
I personally, out of 5.
Okay.
So, I personally really liked it. The grilled cheese, they had this pimento cheese that's inside, so it's not like a traditional grilled cheese. It's very thick. The soup, awkward to look at first, right? Just
Oh, man.
a green bowl,
Yeah.
a green liquid bowl, right?
It's a turn off.
I love it.
It really is.
Is this the one with the gummy bear in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And if you're going to ask me the question, no, I didn't have the gummy bear in it. So I was a little sad. I've had literally a bunch of people just message me, was the gummy bear there? I'm like, no, I wish it was. But they did put a crap ton of pork belly in there. So
Fair enough.
very happy about that. But the soup, right? The soup it's not dyed, right? It's the best thing I can think of to describe it. And I could have asked them there, but I didn't even have a chance to go back. I think it's like tomatilla tomatoes, like the green ones, because it tastes different. It doesn't even taste like a traditional, red tomato soup.
Okay.
Has a little bit of spice, tons of flavor. It's really good. And those little pork belly bits in there were fantastic as well. I think, so we paid like $15 for that. Would I get it again? Absolutely. I really, really did enjoy that.
It's such a strange one for that to be your first menu item at Minion Cafe. Like it wouldn't be my first. The first time I go,
what would you think it would be?
Probably that belly filling pork sandwich or whatever it's called, the pulled pork. I can't think what it's called. Uncle, whatever he's called. I should know these things, shouldn't I? Really, I don't.
I mean, you don't have to know the whole menu, but I don't know, dude. I'm like a grilled cheese and tomato bisque connoisseur.
Okay.
So if a restaurant has that, like that's what I'm getting. Like that's my Mythos order as well. Right?
Yeah, which you don't like.
Man, that's a winter day for me. Yeah, I'm in the Northeast. How is that eating that down in Florida in the summer?
True.
Oh yeah. No, that's a fantastic point. It was hard. It was definitely hard. So I got to try a bunch of different items just because we had the whole family there.
Perfect.
So my fork kind of wandered around the table.
Of course.
Right? So I'll just kind of throw in some of the items that we did order. Alexa, I believe, got the Otto's noodle bowl,
which looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah. It was. Here, I'll even hear this. This is what she said. Says the presentation was beautiful. However, I wasn't fond of the team member removing and lifting the cup and pouring it.
Yeah.
What she's referring to is they bring you that whole thing with the broth inside of a Minion style cup. And she wanted to take a video to post it up. And she's like, can I grab it from you and pour it in myself? They're like, no.
That's weird.
Like, I'm not asking to keep it. I just want to pour it in front of you. No. Like, and it was one of those, like, oh, they probably taught them not to do that. And that's it. They can't, sway away from what the rules were. She thought it was weird. I thought it was really weird.
Yeah.
But, they literally just hovered over her. And then she's like, okay, let me get my camera. And it was very awkward, right?
It'd be less weird if a Minion actually did it.
That'd
be great.
A Minion came over and okay, I'm all right with that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. She said it was a bit cold by the time it got to me, and the tonkatsu broth was room temperature.
Okay.
I would suggest more broth too, since it wasn't enough for me personally, or letting your food sit in the broth so it soaks the flavor. The noodles and dumplings were perfectly cooked, and the roasted corn was a good touch. Happy I tried it, but wouldn't get it again.
Alexa,
and that was $18. So that hurts.
Alexa pulling the MasterChef reviews out.
Oh, dude, she literally, she even broke it down overall, 3 out of 5. Presentation, 5 out of 5. Flavor, 4 out of 5. Portion, 3 out of 5.
Wow.
Good job, Alexa.
No, she's trying to take my job here. Then somebody else on the table got the Chicken Stewart's Szechuan Surprise. Actually, that was my brother-in-law. He got that. This is actually a big win. Huge half chicken that you get for $15. And it has like that Szechuan glaze on top of it. It was really good. Came with lo mein and some chunks of veggies. She said the lo mein could have been a little bit better. I had a little bite of the chicken. Chicken was great, but chicken's chicken. So
yeah,
some people might just go, eh. But I would definitely give that a shot next time, like as my meal, just because that portion I had, or the bite that I had was good, and the portion was just huge, right? Mel's Meatball Mountain.
Oh,
that
yes.
one. And I will read to you what she said here. Dude, 5 out of 5 all around.
Awesome. Because that looks amazing.
$15. Huge. Very large portion. So she goes here. It's an oven baked star pizza stuffed with meatballs, mozzarella, and marinara. but like stuffed. That's how she wrote it. Rather walk to the front to buy this than a large slice of pizza. Nice sized meatballs and real chunks of mozzarella, which I'm a cheese whore, so made me happy.
You can't say that. Alexa Zavala.
You wanted to hear it how she said it.
No, she wanted you to say
fantastic.
It how she
almost
said it.
Almost like a calzone type of thing, but piled up in the middle with meatballs and stuff. Like, it was really good. Flavor on the sauce also was 5 out of 5. Yeah, really good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and winding it down, we got my niece the shrunken moon balls with flying sauce, and it's just basically like spaghetti and meatballs.
Please, someone don't laugh. Shrunken moon balls. I mean, I don't want to know.
Is that not what it's called? I'm reading it how she wrote it here.
No
it could have
idea.
autocorrected. Is it shrunken meatballs with flying sauce?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if that makes it any better.
Now I've got to look
the
this up.
moonballs were delicious. It's spaghetti and meatballs. But I guess this also came with those little Minion tots.
Oh, yes.
So she goes, I don't want to jinx this, but you'll get... Oh, yeah. So she was saying, and I agree with this, kids portion, or it's a kids meal, $9, but it's a huge portion for $9. Like, an adult could eat this and be completely full.
It is called Moonballs, FYI.
I can't even find it on the
Shrunken
menu.
Moonballs with flying sauce.
Moonballs.
Go all the way to the bottom, maybe. Kids area.
Yeah.
I'm interested where the tie-in to the moon and meatballs. Like, I gotta figure that out.
No, Gru was trying to shrunk the moon in the first film, wasn't he? So yeah,
of course. There we go.
Yeah,
that ties in.
Moonballs.
There you go.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it's a lot of food. So if you want to get something on the cheap and still want to get full, try this out. Came with those Minion tots. I will say I tried one. I think Jillian mentioned this, and I gotta agree with her. They're adorable looking,
but weird.
But meh. Yeah. I don't know what it was, man. I love tots, and it just doesn't feel like a tot.
Yeah.
Like when you eat it, like it just tastes like something else.
I've heard that.
It wasn't bad, but yeah, but it was like nothing that I'd go like, I want to have that again. And it also came with a little banana, which was just cute to see. And it's not ripe. Like, it was not ready to eat at all, but they still put it there. It's still green and everything.
I'm going to take on Kenneth's wrath here. So listening to Rush of Fear today, Kenneth and Maddie talked about it, and Kenneth has tried most things on the menu and raved about everything. So after hearing your review and hearing Kenneth's review, I am going to take Kenneth with a pinch of salt. Kenneth, please don't batter me next time I see you. But that was coming from the man that thinks the deep fried PB&J at Horror Nights is the best Horror Nights item, and it really wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get to try it for yourself very shortly.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was. I mean, overall, it was good. Like I told you when we were talking, when we were there. We were trying to get back there. I wanted to go back to, do a recording there and everything. But with 7 people, and you know how it is with a family, not a huge size family, but that mixed together with like 100-something degree heat, it was just difficult to even navigate the parks.
Of course.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also got this one I loved, by the way, the Minion Freeze Ray Pop.
Okay. That's the blue lemonade one, is it?
Yes. I don't know if it was lemon. It was blue.
It's definitely.
She just like literally disappeared and bought one. I'll give you her review and I'll say mine. She goes, honestly, get it to try, but not something I would buy every time. The flavor was good, banana heavy, but it was just lacking something. Hard to explain, but it was a lot of banana forward. It is. But then it just dies out and tastes bland. It was creamy, not icy, which is true. It did not work in that sun. Like, she got it, went to the front area where the sign was to take a picture, and it was like half melted already.
Oh, dear.
It was just,
wow.
You know how it is out there.
Yeah.
I tried to take a bite, and it literally just
disintegrated
all over. Yes, yeah, exactly. Like, it didn't look like anything anymore. We had to eat it out of the plate, basically. And it goes, almost got it on the T-shirt I was buying for
Tracy,
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was dripping down my arm. Yeah, it was just a sloppy thing. I will say, she didn't like it as much. It was okay. I loved it, but I'm also like a very like huge banana like flavor guy. Okay. So it is very banana forward, and I was like, hell yeah, I'd buy that again. So
I definitely want to try one.
probably eat it inside though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, that's basically everything we got there. Like I said, it's there's some items there that are fantastic. Some other things that are kind of meh. Would I go back? Absolutely. Would I eat there again? Like not just to visit, but actually eat? Absolutely. Because like I said, it's just this huge eclectic menu, and there were definitely some other items in there that I want to try. But it'll give me items to pick from in the future.
Exactly. And it's like we've said a million times on here before, one person can go to one restaurant at a specific day and have a bad experience, and then someone else can go on a different day and have a fantastic experience. We've had it happen at the same restaurant multiple times where we've gone once and it's been bloody awful. Cowfish, I'm looking at you, and then go back again and it just be phenomenal. So you've just got to take it for what it is. The theme park restaurants, they're never going to be perfect.
Well, it's not just theme park restaurants. It's restaurants in general. Sometimes the cooks are out having an off day. Sometimes they have new cooks who don't know what they're doing. You never know.
Man, have any of you ever tried going to Red Oven Pizza Bakery? At the end of the day? Like when you're there? It is ridiculous.
I used to, but not lately. Why? Has it gotten bad?
It's just, last time I went there, it was like, quote unquote off season. And when the park closed, it was like a 2-hour wait.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it that busy. Yeah, I love Red Oven.
The trick is go up to Rising Star, grab yourself a drink and order from there.
Yeah.
They'll deliver the pizza right up to you.
Smart.
True.
Yeah, that was funny. Tracy just turned up with his pizza. Like, where the hell did you get that from? I don't know.
There was so many pizza boxes on the second floor. It was kind of funny.
Cool. I can't wait to try
thing,
it
this
out
is not
myself.
Minion, but I did get to try. I think I had chips just the last time I was there. I just tried the chips, but I went to the Mexican place at La Bamba.
Okay.
Got some chicken taquitos and some queso dip. Dude, fire. Like, so good.
Really?
Like, I want to go back there immediately. I loved it so much.
Sweet.
Yeah. If you haven't been, John, you got to go.
Man, I'm going to try it. I'm going back. I'll be there in November. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're planning on recording an episode on location with Shelby from Universal Orlando Vegans there when we're over in September. So, yeah, I definitely want to get it tried.
Yeah, we all have a gluten allergy in my family. So, corn, like Mexican food, corn shells, like we could basically eat everything on the menu. It's great.
Nice.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Cool.
I know how difficult that can be. I got a best friend that is also GF and very difficult. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for you guys to try Minion Cafe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
If you're listening, go there. It's good for the most part.
Can't wait. What did your niece think about the area from a child's point of view?
My
I'm
God.
sure it.
She loved it. She loved it. There's this. I'll send you a picture. There's this awesome little photo spot, and thank the Lord God Almighty that it's under a shade. It's right when you're walking in. To your right, there's just like a paint can with like a minion.
Oh yes,
that's just painting the entire wall yellow, but it has like a fake handle on the side, so anybody can go there to grab it to take a picture. And we did like a whole little photo shoot there. It was awesome. But
cool.
she loved the area. Again, bright colors, all that stuff. Kids will automatically go to anything Minions, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's again, it just adds this new sense of life to the park, which I love when they do that. Same way they did with Jurassic Park. I think they did it in a different way here.
I don't want to get into it too much, but I think Horror Nights is going to be very interesting. Whatever scare zone's there with that backdrop is going to be very odd.
They kind of talked about that on Rush of Fear, where they don't really believe that there's going to be anything. They think the scare zone's going to be before or alongside, but maybe not. Like maybe Illuminations hasn't really given permission to set anything up in their area.
It's going to be interesting. Anyway,
or they could just do the minions. They can put all the purple minion monsters in there.
I mean, they could do that. It's funny. I think Kenneth or Maddie, whichever one, someone mentioned that on there as well. So you all think alike.
Yeah.
Purple minions and a bunch of little grooves.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Have 20 of them running around.
Perfect.
Terrifying. I mean, if you ask Andy, he'd tell you that minions themselves are just scary.
Fart guns, but give him some fart guns that actually work. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Just wander around with me.
On that note.
That's good.
Let's move it on along. So next up, we got some little things with Seth.
This is Seth Kaburski, co-author of the Unofficial Guides. I hope you had a great July 4th holiday. I spent it catching up on all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Universal Orlando annual pass holder appreciation days are returning on August 15th through September 30th, and there's going to be a special annual pass holder night in the parks on August 26th. Check your email for details on how to sign up for that. If you aren't already a UUOP member, right now you can get 3 months free on that annual pass, which translates to a 25% savings. Okay, we're going to start out by going into Universal Studios Florida using the right-hand entrance turnstiles, since construction on those left-hand turnstiles is still ongoing. We still don't have an opening date for the VillainCon attraction, but there have been updates during the soft opening of Minion Land. A statue has been installed above the facade of the Bank of Evil, and you can now purchase your own customized VillainCon identity badge inside the Evil Stuff gift shop at the exit of Minion Blast. In addition, the snack booth in Music Plaza, right across from the entrance to Minion Cafe, has reopened and now features multiple freestyle machines. Looking around the rest of the park, Cafe La Bamba has reopened for lunch and dinner service because Mel's Drive-In is closed for a major refurbishment. And the restrooms outside the lockers at the front of the studios are also closed for refurbishment, while paving work in Springfield that I've previously mentioned continues outside of the Simpsons ride. Hopping now over to Islands of Adventure, I've got good news and bad news. In Toon Lagoon, the Popeye statue has finally returned, but now the Marmaduke photo op is missing. On the Spider-Man attraction, I noticed that the fire escape physical effect is not working, and likewise at Forbidden Journey, the dragon is currently not breathing smoke. Now let's head over to the hotels. I recently visited the Royal Pacific and had dinner at the island's dining room, where they have recently updated their walk experience, which is available on Friday and Saturday nights. They've added a dessert buffet to it, which features a chocolate cake and a Hawaiian parfait. And the walk experience is now more vegan-friendly, with tofu available and all of the sauces being made in-house and plant-based. They've also recently added a full vegan menu there, but if you're going to dinner at Islands, I recommend sticking with the walk experience. If you're planning on staying at the Portofino Bay Hotel anytime between now and July of 2025, be aware that they are going to be doing a major refurbishment of the hotel's entire facade, and that will mean construction noise throughout the daytime hours. Before we go, out in City Walk, Red Coconut Club has reopened on a regular basis. It should be open Thursdays through the weekends as the good old-fashioned Red Coconut Club without any spooky overlays. But unfortunately, the Thursday night Pride Nights, which ran throughout June and had originally been announced to continue into July, have now ended. Last but not least, if you are visiting the parks anytime soon, be aware that it is incredibly hot out. The heat index is well over 100 degrees, and this is about the hottest summer that I have ever experienced as a longtime Orlando resident. So please remember to hydrate, seek shade, and wear your sunscreen. Okay, that'll do it for this time. You can find me and my books at theunofficialguides.com. And I'll be back in another couple weeks with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
Thank you, Seth.
Was it that hot?
Unbearable. Like, it reminded me why we don't go to the parks during the summer.
What temperature are we talking?
So like he was mentioning the heat index, which
right.
you can go by. Obviously, some of the days there it peaked at 109.
Wow.
Jeez.
So
it's so bizarre.
Yeah,
like
and it was just crazy. Like the regular temperature was 95, 96. Again, just with the index going up to 109. And, double-edged sword, it was supposed to rain a couple of days. One of the days it did. But for the most part, it was not cloudy or anything. So it's just straight sun, no shade. And that day that it did rain, after you have 109 heat index and then it rains, it's almost difficult to breathe.
Yeah.
The humidity. Yeah. It was bad. We rode tons of water rides. We had to end up leaving back to the hotel early just to go into the pool, which also was good, but the pool was hot too.
Like getting in the bath.
So when you want to jump in and cool off, you're just getting hotter.
A lot of baby powder that day.
Oh yeah, it's got a roll in it.
I only say it's bizarre because up, in the Northeast, it has been so mild. Like the summer just began. Like this past week, we're finally having temperatures over 85 degrees. So it's interesting to me that Florida is so hot right now.
And where are you, John?
I'm in New York. I'm in Orange County, about 45 minutes north of New York City, and in the Hudson Valley.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's not normally like this, by the way. Like what we're experiencing now is probably July, August weather, like late July and August-ish. It's just been these heat wave after heat wave. It's supposed to be a week-long heat wave, and that's 3 weeks ago. So it's just nonstop. It's really bad.
I'm so glad Tracy's dealing with weather very similar in Korea, because otherwise she would die when we come over in September. So she'll be acclimatized to it by the time she comes, and she'll be like, it's freezing over here now.
I almost died yesterday. We were in Seattle/Alaska for the past 10 days, getting back yesterday morning. And the temperatures ranged from 50 up to maybe 70 at the most. And then when we got off the airplane in Atlanta and walked outside, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy hot. But, living down here, you get used to it. But after being away for 10 days, I'm not used to it now.
Yeah.
Craziness.
I know how we feel when we step out of Orlando International Airport, having not been there for a year or so, and that humidity and heat just slaps you in the face.
Yep, I understand now.
Isn't there a ton of memes showing what's the hottest place on Earth? And it's the
where the cars all
exit
pull up.
Of MCO.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that baggage claim pickup area is
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Sorry to get off topic, but what do we think of the new terminal at MCO?
I haven't been in it. We always fly out of Terminal 2 or B or whatever it is, the normal one. So I've never been in it.
It's beautiful, but it's different. I'm I like flying into the terminal. I like taking the monorail over to baggage. So it's going to take me about 5 or 6 trips to get used to. So I'll just have to plan some more over the next 2 or 3 years.
I haven't been to it. What is it like? What's different about it?
Yeah,
it's massive. It's clean. It's futuristic.
It's clean.
So Michelle,
it's bright.
It's
everything
not
is in there.
Yeah, if you've seen any videos or Instagram reels or anything like that of that interactive Universal Orlando store, that's where it is in that terminal.
Cool. Oh, okay.
It's got the big screen that goes over the top with the dragon from Harry Potter flying up. That's what they show all the time. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
Wow, something else for me to look up.
Oh, we'll never get in there because we always fly out the international one, which is B, I think.
All right, just move over here, man.
No, thank you.
Fly domestic.
No.
Yeah, come over here and then fly domestic to LA and do Hollywood, USA, or
I don't want to
Universal Hollywood.
I don't want to live in America right now, thank you.
I didn't say live. I just said fly over and visit Hollywood for a day.
For a day?
I said move.
Yeah, you said move. Someone said it. Anyway.
Yeah. 3 months free. Hell yeah. I luckily got my renewal during that time.
I didn't.
Ah, you suck.
Mine came before.
If you can renew early, renew early.
Yeah. And also, annual pass holder night, 3 days before we arrive. I would never ever get to go to them things, and it's literally 3 days before we arrive.
Oh, that's shoot. When do you? Oh man,
we get over.
I arrive
we
the
fly on the
27th,
20. No, it'd be the 30th. Where we arrive on the 29th, I think. Yeah, we fly out on the 29th.
Or just invite only.
I don't know actually.
Isn't it one of those email things where you first come first serve kind of thing?
Possibly.
I don't know. I haven't gotten an email from Universal in years. I gotta update my.
To be fair, I don't get many either.
So how long is Mel's going to be closed?
No one knows. I'm assuming it's going to be open for horror nights.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was crazy seeing it closed, period. I've never seen that before.
Was the show still going on though, Chris?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I mean, not to say that it's not,
No,
but
you just
the
didn't
times
see
that we were in that area,
Okay.
yeah, we didn't catch it or see it.
Are there
Could be.
walls up and
I can see
everything
why
like
not.
around the whole thing?
No, it's just closed, isn't it?
Oh,
No.
it's just closed.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, and I didn't go right up to it, but it almost looks like they just blacked out all the windows.
Right.
So there's no walls up. You can still see everything there, but you can't see inside the restaurant.
Okay.
Okay.
So whether they're doing something massive or just they don't want to, show people working on the place, that we don't know.
Very sneaky.
Very, very sneaky.
It's just going to become Mel's Dying year round.
Even if it's not ready, they can still pop that sign on.
Yeah.
just
Maybe
to
they're
have it there.
turning it into a Dexter kill room in there.
That'd be cool.
Be interesting.
With the Portofino, is the refurbishment going to be on the water side? Is that the facade they're talking about? I'm assuming the whole water side is going to be worked on.
Come on,
I do
Michelle.
not know. It's been under refurbishment
Portofino
for
expert,
a
please.
while.
Let's go.
Well,
That's
I
what
mean,
Yeah.
it's been happening for a while, so I'm assuming they're just moving like from section to section. But every time I've been there, it hasn't ever interfered with my stay in any way. So
Right.
So was it going on when we stayed there in December then?
yeah,
I never noticed anything.
exactly.
Probably just where we were at too.
hmm
We were just too busy complaining
where we
about
stayed
everything else at the hotel to ignore that.
Well, and honestly, they're really good about when they start and finish. So I'd never noticed them because most of the time we're out during the day.
Yeah.
So that's when they start things.
Where they expect most people to be out of the way.
Right. Exactly.
Especially with it being Portofino, I feel that they would go leaps and bounds over other hotels.
Yes.
When they're working on stuff to
Yeah.
hide that, because if you're paying $500 a night, like it's got to be a perfect stay.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. If not, they do hear about it.
I want my money back then.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Just talk to Michelle.
she didn't book it. No, she did book it for me. Yeah, you're right.
I sure did.
She's also like shareholder or something there.
I should be. Damn.
They had to get her sign off in order for them to work on this construction, guys. Come on.
Yeah, well. That's a email. Are you staying anytime soon? No, okay, you can crack on then.
She was in
Put
Alaska.
your leg warmers
Yeah,
in
that's
storage.
it. That's
for
why
the,
they
for the
started it.
renovation.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm in
Yeah.
Alaska. You can go on.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back. All
I'm
right.
just gonna laugh about it at this point.
Exactly. All right. Well, we talked about this a few weeks ago, but the old Hello Kitty store at the front of Universal Studios Florida has now been replaced by the second Univrs location, first being at Universal Hollywood.
Yeah, this shop in shop brings favorite brands from across NBC Universal to life through seasonal apparel offerings that lean into the get it before it's gone drop culture shopping mentality.
Which apparently
Hold on,
I
to
have
cough.
no idea what that is, by the way. I don't know what this... I guess I'm not up on fashion.
It's just flippers, basically.
Yeah.
Like limited items, so people buy them and flip. So you got to like run to get it right away.
Oh,
Now,
so
are they
it's-
advertising that? Like, are they, or is that like the way you wrote it up?
No, this is their whole... This is straight off their email.
Why would they promote that?
I have no idea. Because,
Yeah,
so basically, it's
also
going
very
to turn up on
strange.
eBay like 3 months later for 3 times the price.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Or I don't know, maybe make more.
Yeah.
But then it
Interesting.
doesn't sell as fast.
Mm,
So
I don't know.
tell us you're not going to make more and then secretly make more.
yeah.
There you go. That's probably what's going to happen.
That's what they did
I
with the
think that's what they
Poseidon's
do.
t-shirts, didn't they? The Poseidon's t-shirts, everyone expected them to be limited edition, and they're still selling them now.
There you go. Launching with this new location is a summer collection inspired by Jaws, Felix the Cat, and the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not like the other. Felix the Cat.
Tapping into entertainment and fashion tastemakers through their style-driven offerings, merchandise at Univrs marries popular brand designs with current fashion silhouettes and trending styles, driven by favorite characters and iconic on-screen moments. Exclusive merchandise will be released in limited quantities, from tees and jackets to tracksuits and skirts to tote bags and hats. Products will range in price from $30 to $150 and in size from extra small to 2XL across the men's, women's, and unisex categories.
That doesn't sound too bad. Like $150 as being like the top price. Like how much are Loungefly bags? Like they're ridiculous. So It's not ridiculously
70.
priced.
But starting at
Yeah.
30, my goodness, you can't even get something there for under 30.
Man, I need to see this Univrs tracksuit. Like a velour, like a towel. Like what are we talking here?
Like a shell suit from the 80s.
I'm picturing like the guy from Minions. What's his name?
Oh, Vector.
From the first one.
Yeah, Vector.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
In the
might do.
orange tracksuit, right?
Yeah.
That one.
Get me one of
Yeah.
those. That's going to be my go-to Universal attire going
That'll
forward
be hilarious.
Yes, please. Yes.
in the 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Perfect thing to sell in Florida, I think. Yep. New Univrs merchandise highlights include Numbskull's Tubs collectible ducks, featuring rubber ducks as characters from popular NBC Universal film and TV brands such as Jurassic Park, Jaws, Back to the Future, Illuminations, Minions, and more.
When did rubber ducks become a thing, by the way? Why have they suddenly, like, they're everywhere?
They're everywhere. I know it's like a big thing in the Jeep community, and then also everybody takes them on cruises now and hides them.
They started doing it around the parks. We've got one literally sat to my left at this point, Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation that she found in the park when we were over for the holidays.
Did PB the Mallard maybe start the rubber duck craze? 'Cause
Maybe.
This is news to me.
I will say I remember seeing them in hotels as a way of fundraising for stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if that's where it started from and
Maybe.
got mainstream. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the iconic adventure Jurassic Park with 90s inspired nostalgia featured in matching short sets, cargo pants, cardigans, tees, and sweatshirts. The classic black and white Felix the Cat appears in a variety of patterns in a tennis club style with skirts, shirts, jackets, tees, and more.
Cool.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, real quick, as a little side tangent.
Oh, tribute store.
A lot of that merch that's there is inside the Tribute Store as well. And I just want to say, got to go inside the Tribute Store. And I know on a previous episode, I mentioned that I thought it was not lazy, but I thought it was kind of lazy to make Jurassic Park and, easy for them. Let me tell you, I was wrong. That Jurassic Park store is probably the best theme one they've done so far. It is
so sad
out of
I'm
this
gonna
world
miss it.
amazing in there.
See, I'm sure we'll talk
It's so
about it
good.
later, but I hope they do a Horror Nights tribute store, kind of like the 2019 one where each room's themed to something different, because if we don't get a Last of Us room in the tribute store this year, I'm never going again.
You want to see like a clicker where like a Demogorgon used to be in that Stranger Things one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
That'd be awesome.
Home to Jaws, Amity Island inspired graphics and slogans. Take on summer apparel in shorts, shirts, windbreakers, and hats. Short and long sleeve unisex tees featuring various artwork of iconic NBC Universal characters such as E.T., Fast and Furious, Universal Monsters, Good Luck, Trolls, and more.
Right. Who the hell are Good Luck Trolls? Is that just trolls or is that something
I was about to
different?
ask that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what that is. And by the way,
Yeah.
I need Chris and Michelle, I need you to keep Tracy out of this store in September. Because if she sees all that Jaws stuff, I'm bankrupt.
Good luck, trolls.
Yeah, Good Luck Trolls is literally just the trolls.
All right. I didn't know that's
Just
what
the
they were
OG
called.
trolls. Okay.
Weird.
And Lee, I'll make a fake like store close sign for you, and you can just slap it up anytime we walk by the store.
If you've seen the entrance to that store, it has a huge Jaws head on the front of it, so she's hardly going to miss it. But I've been not necessarily that I'm going to buy anything in here, but I've been crying out for a long time for Universal to do like non-theme park merch, if that makes sense. Like, you go to Disney, you can get everything, pet stuff, like dinner sets and silverware and whatever you want for your house. Disney do it, and Universal have never branched out beyond the generic theme park merchandise. And I'm hoping with something like this is them looking into, is there a market for non-generic theme park merchandise? Because I want to cover my house in Universal tat.
They did. I will say, like, years ago, they've done little oddities, like little items here and there. Like, for example, I got Alexa a tape dispenser.
Okay.
That's a universal camera, like a reel
All right.
type of thing. Super cool. It's probably from like the 90s or something. Got it on eBay. I thought it was cool looking. So they have done some of these things, and maybe they just didn't have the amount of fan base that Disney had at that time, right? Where they'll just gobble anything up.
Yeah.
So obviously they've gotten much bigger since then. So it's there, right? I think the clientele's there to buy these things. I'd be down to get random items for my house.
They do have some Harry Potter like plates and stuff, but that's all I've ever seen.
No, he means like Universal.
Universal branded, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even just like the stuff in the parks, but not necessarily the Harry Potter stuff. Yeah, there is tons of that stuff. There's too much Harry Potter stuff. We've lamented the amount of stuff that's in, like when we stayed at Dockside last year, 90% of the merch in there was Potter and the rest was Horror Nights. I just want to see them branch out a little bit more to do, like, I'd love a Universal Studios tea towel or a bath towel, or they do socks. I want some boxer shorts, just some different stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go in here. Whether I buy anything or not's a different matter, but I'm definitely going to be in there.
Oh, show.
If Tracy's with you, you'll buy something.
Oh, probably.
You should tell her to start saving her money now. Maybe
while she's in Japan.
Set aside some of her BTS fund for Jaws.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that she actually brings some of her Korean spending money back with her, because we need it. But we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's like. It looks pretty cool. Just don't know about the Felix the Cat
stuff. Here, man. I'm kind of bummed now.
Yeah. You'll be back.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So let's move along for some PC birthdays, and we're going to go over to Tracy for that.
Okay, it's birthday time again. We are going to kick off with July the 13th. Oh, one of my favourite people. What can I say? He's just sweet and lovely and gives great hugs. It is Kevin Jocelyn's birthday. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
And then the 15th, wait, hang on. We have quads again. Didn't this happen a few weeks ago?
Maybe.
This is really strange. Okay, we are going to start July the 15th for birthdays with the gorgeously handsome John Shep's birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, John.
All right.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Appreciate it.
I told you it was fortuitous you were on this episode.
It worked out.
And then another gorgeous person, one of our own, great hugger, absolutely adore her. It is the beautiful and the gorgeously cute Madeline Bergstrom's birthday. Happy birthday. I love you, Madeline.
Happy birthday, Madeline.
Happy birthday, Madeline.
Feliz cumpleaños again.
Happy birthday, Madeline.
And we also have another great favourite. And what can I say? The man with the whiskey. The man with the bourbon. I love you, not just for the bourbon. It is the devilish Brian Cooper's birthday. Happy birthday, Brian!
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños all along.
Happy birthday, Brian.
They're all on the 15th, so it counts.
And we also have on the 15th the absolutely amazing and lovely John Roberts' birthday. Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Feliz
John.
cumpleaños,
Another
John.
John on July 15th.
Yeah.
That's great.
And last but by no means least, on July the 23rd, we have the fantastically lovely David Wilson's birthday. Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday, David.
I hope you all have wonderful birthdays and get all the great stuff. And don't forget the cake.
Of course. I don't think she's had cake while she's
Always
been
cake.
over there.
Sure, she's had better things.
Yeah, trust me, I've heard what she's been eating. Apparently, she's been very, very well fed. Anyway.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Man, we need a vacation.
Oh, I got this.
Whoa, that's awesome. But I was thinking something a little more adventurous.
Okay, how about this?
Yes!
And how about some relaxation from Mama?
Oh, perfect. How did you do that?
Easy. PortKey Vacations.
For your next vacation, let PortKey Vacations take away all the guesswork and stress of planning. From air and hotel to theme park tickets and everything else in between, they've got you covered. Just visit PortKeyVacations.com and touch the PortKey to get started with your free, no-obligation quote request. With just one touch, and PortKey Vacations will magically take you wherever you want to go.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, we have a bow pick a bow bow, and this one comes from Tim and Brooke.
I believe you know this person, Michelle, actually.
Okay.
Bow. Pick a bow bow. Bow. Pick a bow bow. Bow bow, baby.
Hello, UUOP. This is Tim. I am a travel agent with PortKey Vacations. Hi, hello. Woo. This is my sister, Brooke.
Hello.
She was actually on an episode of UUOP.
She was.
If you all remember her. We are doing the Bow Pick a Bow Bow. And so we tried out the kimchi fried chicken, the duck, and then the pork belly buns. At least, well, we basically tried those two, and then we also tried out the shrimp and what was the last one? Brisket?
The brisket.
Yes, the brisket. Okay, so yeah, we tried practically the whole menu here, and so we're gonna share our thoughts. Ladies first.
Okay, so we shared them all. I think my favorite was the brisket. I actually got it with no jalapenos because I'm a word that Lee wanted to use but couldn't use when it comes to spice. But it was super good, super tender, definitely like awesome flavor. The other one that I ordered was the shrimp. I think it was okay. I think I would have liked it more if it was grilled shrimp versus like fried shrimp, because it kind of felt like bubble gum on a bao bun. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I think I would have liked it a little better.
Interpretation, yeah.
So we're supposed to be rating these. I would give the brisket a solid 4.5 out of 5. I would give the shrimp maybe like a 2 out of 5. Next, the duck. I know has like had mixed reviews, but I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Super tender. It seemed very fresh, so I would give that like a 4 out of 5. The kimchi FC just was not for me, so maybe that one's like a 2. Again, I don't know if maybe I just don't like the fried on the bun, but that's kind of where I'm at. And then the pork belly I thought was awesome. Love the addition of the peanuts. 10 out of 10 on that addition. So I would give that one a 4. So beef brisket edges everyone by half a point. But yeah, what about you? What do you think?
Okay, so yeah, going from the shrimp one, I didn't think was too bad, but I do have to agree that I think if it was grilled shrimp versus fried shrimp, it would be a bit more successful. That for me is probably going to get a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Still perfectly fine, but just didn't wow me. The beef brisket was really good. I think if I had the chance to get it again, I definitely would just pick that one over one of the other ones. That one's definitely going to get a 4 out of 5 for me. The duck was actually surprisingly really good. I think that's the first time I've ever had duck ever. So that was a new experience. Duck is definitely a very interesting taste. That one was pretty good. It had a little bit of a kick to it. Not enough that like I felt like I was going to have any issues with it, because I can't stand any type of heat whatsoever, but I could manage that one just fine. That one still is kind of, between the ones I had, kind of the weaker one though, and I liked it, but it wasn't like my favorite of the trio. So I'm gonna give it a 4, but I wouldn't call it my favorite regardless. I did like the fried chicken one, the kimchi fried chicken. That one was good. I don't know that I was necessarily crazy for its sauce, but the fried chicken itself was good. I also feel like whatever kind of garnishments they had at the bottom was just kind of really so-so. I didn't really
take... cucumber and it was garbage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so apparently it was cucumber. But yeah, that's the thing. I didn't taste any of it. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess something's here. So the chicken itself was good. I'll definitely give the chicken a 4 out of 5, but being it of itself, it's more of a 3 out of 5. And then lastly, the pork belly I felt was really good. It was my favorite. I definitely say that the peanuts definitely complemented that one. I think I would come back definitely just for the pork belly itself. So I think given that, I definitely have to kind of give that one a 5 out of 5. That one definitely gets the, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you did it without me asking.
Yeah. No, I've been
practicing.
I've been practicing for months leading up to this. I wanted to get my, oh, hell yeah, good.
It was good, if I may say so.
All right, yeah. All right, so that is our review. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love it when our listeners get
that was a really good one.
Yeah, when they get really into like the in-jokes of the show and like do their own bits. It's hilarious.
I think Brooke needs to tell us how she really feels though, about that cucumber stuff at the bottom. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. If you guys would like to get in on Pick a Bow while it's still around, all you have to do is go to Bend the Bow at City Walk. Try as many bows as you like. Rate each of them from 1 being ugh and 5 being, oh, hell yeah. And send those reviews to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Hey, and we've got one left, so we need them in.
Yeah, get those
See,
in.
that brisket's coming up. I hope it's coming up on the ranks.
Brisket's the only one that should be there at all. It's the best.
I'm not going to tell you where it is on the list right now, but it is not top.
Wow, that's craziness.
What's next?
I have no idea. Not a clue.
Tracy is not in town to think of it.
That's what we need. Is the name comes usually before the actual thing, and we let Tracy go to town.
Yes.
So yeah,
this one's gonna
Tracy
be
is the mastermind behind that.
She is.
The intro song is epic, but Which Lou Gets Your Poo was also, that was a really good one as well. So it'll be tough to top.
I mean, if we had a theme song for Which Lou Gets Your Poo,
oh my god.
It would
that
have to be
amazing.
Like it'd have to be very like Seussish with that name.
John's gonna do it just for fun.
John?
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, John.
I have it. The wheels
go
are
at it.
Yeah. Even if we hadn't have said anything, I'd have probably just got up one morning and I'd have been some random email from John in my inbox, and I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's done it. Cheers, John.
Yep. I'm honestly, I can't wait for the next one because I just want to see what John comes up with.
Oh, because he's made a rod for his own back now that he's done the one for this one. He has to do one for every debate we do from now on.
Yeah, for sure. He's started something now.
Of course. Anyway.
We got to add him to the end credits to the show. title screens. All right. So last week, our good friends over at HNNightmares released their latest Halloween Horror Nights 32 spec map. Go on over and listen to the latest Rush of Fear for Maddie and Kenneth's thoughts. But as Michelle was on a cruise, this will be her first time discussing it. Michelle?
Actually, from what we've gathered, first time seeing it.
First time seeing it.
That's true.
Wow.
Yep. I had no clue. I was tapped out while I was on this cruise, so it was fabulous. So first time seeing it. I mean, obviously we know The Last of Us, so that's a given. Chucky, we know that, another given. Super happy to see Stranger Things 4 on there, though.
I still don't know whether I'm convinced by it coming or not.
I that's like a iffy for me.
I mean,
it's
been speculated. It's been talked about and speculated.
Season for
without
a house.
without a doubt. Out of all four so far, like put it this way, I've just said I'm not convinced it's coming. I've actually already started my rewatch today of Stranger Things. So I watched the first 3 episodes of the first season today to work my way through. So I'm obviously convinced enough that it's coming. But it is.
I hope so.
Yeah, and it makes sense that it's in that big soundstage where Dead Man's Pier was last year, according to the spec map at least.
Yeah, and like John said, it's the perfect season for HHN if ever there was a Stranger Things house.
Yeah.
And we've had a little bit of hints. Like people were talking about one of the videos that was released by Universal with like the trance that one of the ladies went into where she was looking up and so there's been little hints.
Yeah, there has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put it in our group chat, didn't I? That I'd heard we were only getting one more major IP announcement and the rest would be originals. And if that's true, then this map throws that out the window.
It does, because this has Exorcist too.
And Monsters, technically.
Right.
Oh, yeah, down there.
Anyway.
I hope we get that Dueling Dragons house.
Stop spoiling it.
What?
That's been on there for a while.
It has, and John, like this is This is what I was leading to earlier, that John was sat watching videos of the queue to get prepped for talking about it tonight, because I don't even remember the queue, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I mean,
for Dueling Dragons?
Yeah.
I went to Islands of Adventure when the park opened, and like every summer, and I couldn't even remember what that queue was, but it like, you got bodies everywhere, skulls everywhere, dark, like dripping sounds. Like it was a hell of a queue. So if they could work with that, you know, there's a lot of potential with that. But how do you work in drag? Like, I don't know, like I could see the house being creepy because it's dark and there's skulls and there's bodies, maybe people running around on fire or frozen, like that. You can get a few jump scares, but ultimately, like how many dragon encounters can you have?
That was my reservation with it.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be like dragon, scare holes every single room. I think whatever story that they come up with, John had mentioned, right? You got like a frozen guy. You can do that in makeup. You can kind of do like burned skin, like they, fighting off dragons.
Oh yes.
There could be like, warriors battling like undead warriors. There's a bunch of things you can go with like lore in medieval times kind of thing. So,
and you can have scares from dragons without actually seeing the dragon. So you could have like the breath blow on you all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
You could have obviously the sound and like rattling from the sound. You can have fire, and then just a really big dragon at the end. That'd be amazing.
You'd need two though. If it was Dueling Dragons, you'd need two.
If they can do what they did with Stranger Things and the monster in the last room,
the Mind Flayer,
like that huge grand room and like two dragons in there kind of duking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
What if they did something like they did with that house with all the icons, where the last room you were in, there was a chair and the winner was there? Like, I wonder if they do something like that.
That'd be interesting.
Oh.
Like, I'd forgotten about it from listening to Rush of Fear today, where I'd forgotten that it was fire and ice. So that juxtaposition of those two things would actually be really cool in the house. I'd forgotten all about that part of it, if I was honest.
Yeah, like where some rooms are really cold.
Yeah, that would work
and then
so
some
well.
Rooms are, yes.
Yeah.
Just Florida weather.
You know how they were supposed to do Evil Dead? Did they ever do an Evil Dead house?
No, I think they've only ever done Ash versus Evil Dead.
Because when I see the castle, like that's another IP, like
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, where like that would be interesting.
Yeah.
If this actually comes to fruition, this could be the Dark Knight. Like this could be the one that surprises us all and becomes the favorite real fast.
But then also be something the way if it does and it ends up doing it's very well received, Universal start going, okay, what else can we do from our past? A Poseidon's Fury house?
Ooh.
Just Lost Continent, period, man.
Yeah. It'd be really interesting if they do if it does actually come to the event this year and it's done well, what other things they can mine for content.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know, this is like unpopular, but like Nightmare Fuel, it's basically confirmed.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of
I like it. You're only
I hope they do a totally different show though. Come on.
That's the problem. Find a new trick. Last year was just a rehash.
It was, and it was. It's funny. Listening to Rush of Fear, they were talking about it today, and they came at it from like Maddie and Kenneth both had different opinions because I think Kenneth was saying that when they did the was it the last show, they were supposed to be pulling that stage down, and then at the last minute they didn't. So maybe that affected last year's show. And then Maddie said what I've been saying for the longest time was that the first year they did it, I think there was only one of the Fuel Girls came over, but obviously because of COVID. And whereas they had more of them over there last year, they kind of went, well, we want to do that show. So let's kind of do a rehash, update a little bit so we get to do it. And then next year we'll do something completely different.
I hope so, because I don't mind the Fuel Girls. I just want a different show.
Absolutely.
What do we think the guitar is?
So I
originally was thinking that was going to be Stranger Things, so that's kind of thrown me off. I know that didn't Kenneth say something about Devil Dogs?
He did, but I think this goes on. I've been saying for this for quite a while. the whole story about Robert Johnson, the jazz guitarist who sold his soul to the devil and battled. I think it's that. Although I will go along with Kenneth's Tenacious D tribute house. I'd be all over that.
Because it is an acoustic guitar.
Yes.
So I think that I think it was
very specific.
Yeah. Drawn up.
Yeah, because Kenneth mentioned the devil went down to Georgia, but he said that's fiddles, not guitars.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Charlie
been on
Daniels
here for a while too.
tribute house.
Some kind of music house, off the coattails of The Weeknd.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, I think if you go back through most of Horror Night Nightmares spec maps, their 3.0 map is the one that's probably about 90% accurate, if not more.
Yep.
So I would expect this to be, barring names, probably about spot on.
Yeah, and not much has changed. I mean, we've still got the witchy house over here with the village. The Exorcist looks pretty solidified now, whereas that at once was The Exorcist / Megan.
No, it wasn't. The Exorcist was The Exorcist Beginning. It was based on the new film, whereas that subtitle's been taken off it now.
There was one that was Megan /
It was Insidious.
Insidious, that's right. Well, The Exorcist makes sense. Like I say, it doesn't. The beginning,
they've changed the wording on it now, so it doesn't look like it's based on the new film. So that's an interesting one, especially putting it where they've put it. That's that front center house.
And we had The Exorcist not that long ago.
2016, I want to say. It was longer ago than I know. Kenneth talked about it. John, did he say it was 2016?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I know he said it was a lot longer ago than he thought it was.
Huh.
I think you may be right.
But why in the world would they do the original when they've got a new movie coming out?
Who knows?
Maybe they got back-to-back years. Maybe they do the original this year and the new movie next year.
I'd be happy to see the original done as a house because I never got to see the first iteration of it.
Yeah, I'm all about an exorcism, so that's going to be cool. I don't know what this...
You said you're all about an exorcism, not the exorcist. Got it.
Right.
I love exorcism movies. So I just watched one on the plane ride coming back home.
An exorcism or a movie?
Well, there were screaming children, so it could have quite been an exorcism.
Oh, I've told Chris not to do that.
What is this forest?
So hear me out. I think, and it's in about the same place, I think, or is it further up? Michelle, I think this is a werewolf house. Now imagine they give a werewolf house the Yeti treatment.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Like, you know how much I adore that Yeti house from 2019. If they could do a werewolf house with that grandeur, I would be all over it.
Or a Bigfoot house.
That's the same as Yeti though, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
A Yeti is kind of like the Bigfoot. It's the same kind of thing.
I don't know if I associate claw marks with Bigfoot,
Yeah. I know there's people been posting around. I saw someone talk about it being demon stuff, but that doesn't make sense to me. Why would it have something to do with the woods? Exactly. No, I think we're going for a werewolf house. Or maybe that is Kenneth's when he said before the devil dogs.
4 fingers or 5?
Does it matter?
Ooh.
Yeah, it does, because 3 things could be a number 3 of something, or it could be a scratch mark would have 4, wouldn't it?
So it's a sloth house then. It's a 3-toed sloth house. Is that what you're saying?
There you go. I would
love werewolves have
house.
3 good fingers on the good hand.
3 good fingers. Okay. Yeah. The pinky can't make it. Got it.
Yeah.
It's a sloth house.
That's their weakness. It's in the folklore. Silver bullets in their pinky and thumb.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look, I'm sticking to a werewolf because that's what I want to see. There's not enough werewolf stuff out there, and so I want to see a werewolf house.
But you don't think there'll be a werewolf in Monsters Paris?
No. We know what I told you what that Monsters house was going to be last year. And we can even scroll back in our group chat that I called Hunchback in like December last year.
That'd be cool.
Because it'll be Hunchback and Phantom of the Opera.
That doesn't sound very scary, though.
Oh, I guess you find out. Michelle, you yourself anyway.
No, I won't. I'm braver now.
We'll see.
Let's talk about the scare zone.
Well, you're missing one in the top corner at this point.
What do you think about that
So apparently,
Oh yeah, the one on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Kenneth was saying that apparently when Horror Nights Nightmares put this map out, they also tweeted out a thing the same day about Oddfellows, which is apparently, John, help me out. Is that the carnival company that Jack first started with? Or am I right in thinking that?
Yes. And then they were talking about they wanted Jack in a swan boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted they wanted all sorts of circus stuff. So that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, apparently it's something to do with Oddfellows. So we're the kind of because Jack's been rumored for this year quite a bit, and apparently Oddfellows is the circus that is in Jack's backstory. So people are kind of talking about a kind of origin house for Jack.
Yeah, and that's been pretty much across the board on these spec maps in some form or another.
Yeah.
So
I'd be up for that.
Dr. Oddfellow, Dr. Rich Oddfellow was not a real doctor, but he was a circus entrepreneur who held several circuses of fun. And he was also the boss of Jack Schmidt. So There you go.
I'll be well up for that. And I think Maddie pointed
Heck
out,
yeah.
it's like a circus house in a tent.
yes.
Yeah. Just like what's the one?
Killer Clowns.
Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Killer Clowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't make
That
this
worked out
tent
well.
actually look like a circus tent on the outside, that is going to be a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's weird for a really random year to have a Jack house in it, but I'm not going to complain.
I like it.
I'm down for Jack anytime.
If this spec map
Yes.
is what it is, yes, please.
Yes, I think it has the potential. Again, we're obviously speculating on what we think these things are, but going off what they strongly represent, yeah, I think this could be a very, very strong year.
I think so too. The only one that I'm not looking forward to at all is Chucky.
I don't know. We've watched the TV series, and I'm actually quite enjoying it.
I mean, it's just, it's okay.
Yeah, mate.
I'm not mad at it, but
Yeah.
like,
John,
I'm not excited about it.
John, are you a big Horror Nights fan? Do you go every year?
No, I haven't been since like 2005. But
What?
I listened to the show with Michelle, Maddie, Kenneth, and I watch all the walkthroughs. My son's turning 11, and he listens to the podcast with me. So we're waiting until he turns 13. When he turns 13, it's on. But right now, it's just all POV walkthroughs.
Right. Why are you waiting till he's 13? I have to ask that question.
I don't know, man. Like that's kind of like the magic number me and my wife have decided on. He's still like, he's still like, so we listen to the like horror podcasts and like mythology podcasts, and he loves it during the daytime. But after the sun goes down, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
In 2005, I don't remember because I was wasted.
Good man.
Fair enough.
I went to school in Gainesville, and we transferred our way up there.
Nice. So let's talk about these scare zones real fast because they look freaking awesome.
I mean, kind of. There's one that's weird.
No, I love what I can see of them. Carnival of Oddities Horde.
See, that's weird.
That sounds cool.
It's weird that it would be a horde because it's in a different colour to the scare zones, and there's only 4 scare zones on the map, and Universal have said there'll be 5 scare zones as usual. So you've got 2 hordes, something else going on up the top there, which we'll get to in a minute, and 4 scare zones.
I like the hordes. Those are the ones that scare me the most because they get you like you're not expecting it. They're just roaming. So I like the hordes. And Carnival of Oddities,
Yes.
that's cool.
And I think it was Kenneth pointed out the fact that the odd in oddities is in all caps and the itties isn't, which could again lean to the Oddfellows house, which makes sense.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
does. Yeah.
And the other horde is Megan.
Weird. I have not seen the film, but I can't even imagine how that would work.
Dude, you have to watch the film.
Oh, we
it's
will.
Great. I mean, it's not great. It's okay, but creepy. So if we have a bunch of little Megans,
how is that going to
scaring
work,
people,
though? It's going to be weird.
No, it's going to be creepy.
Strange.
I'm going to laugh.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's
just kick him
I
in the
thought
head.
that was funny in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
Are we really going to get Death Eaters in Diagon Alley?
I have seen some quite reputable sources post, obviously still as rumour, but people that generally don't post rumours unless they're true, posting about it, so quite possibly.
That's a double-edged sword. So yes, that
Yes.
sounds awesome, but also a little sad because Diagon Alley is usually pretty quiet during HHN, and those Death Eaters are going to bring in the crowds.
I mean, you say that, but when we went into Diagon Alley, when I did my tour of Jaw stuff, it was not quiet.
Well, compared to the day.
I'm totally happy with people going in there. It'll clear up some regular streets for the rest of us.
That's true too. That's true too.
True.
A couple of the other scare zones, we have Vamp 69.
Yes, because I am so gutted we missed Vamp
69.
55 or whatever it was with Kenneth.
Is that going to be just one massive acid trip?
Probably.
I hope that one is true because, like I say, I was so gutted that I missed Vamp 55 because it looked amazing. Of course, Kenneth was in it, but yeah, I'd be all over that.
And it's in a nice big zone area.
It's actually in the same place that Vamp 55 was, so it makes sense.
Yeah. There was another Vamp over, though, in New York.
Yeah, but that one was apparently.
No, I liked that one.
All right.
Jungle.
Okay. Is
Thoughts?
that like drum and bass? Anyone?
No.
That's where you went?
No.
I'll show myself out.
I'd be fine with that, too.
A jungle house. Jungle massive.
Everybody just with giant Jinko jeans on, just walking around.
I mean...
No. I think if this is actually being turned into a legit jungle like this, that would be cool.
It's just that, again, that scare zone's so small that they never really managed to do anything with it. I think last year, for me, is the year they've managed to do the most with it that we've gone anyway.
Well, I like the thought. And I think that would be the perfect place for something that's jungle themed.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Lots of snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Slithery snakes.
Okay. That would work really well, actually, if they can get them dangling.
It really would.
Yes. Okay. I'm coming round.
All right. And then over in San Francisco, what the heck is that?
Devil horns.
Yeah, some type of horns.
This is not the greatest scare zone in the world. It's just a tribute.
Oops.
It's coming.
That would be so awesome.
It would be amazing.
Twice. The house and the scare zone.
Yeah. It would be awesome. I would love a tribute house. It would be amazing.
Could it be Krampus? Like a Krampus?
Oh.
Actually, it does look like the Krampus horns. You're right.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very
I love
interesting.
me some Krampus.
Man, we got to keep Krampus away from Megan. You know? That could be like a classic Monsters house one year, like Krampus versus Megan.
Yeah.
Make that work.
And then I have no idea what these over in New York, these runic symbols are.
So apparently they are star signs.
Star signs.
So Kenneth and Maddie were talking about it today, and they went through them all. That there are all different symbols for the signs of the zodiac, which is interesting.
Well, what in the world could that be?
God knows.
Could that be like a kind of another homage to Lost Continent? Like, I know a lot of the zodiacs are based off of Greek mythology.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, maybe.
I might be diving too deep.
It's strange. Yeah.
That's such a major scare zone area.
Yes, it's
gotta
the
be
biggest
something
one, isn't
good.
It is.
Got a lot of room to work with there, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Have no idea how you could make a scare zone out of zodiacs.
No.
The Zodiac Killer, maybe?
Oh, that would be cool.
Hey.
I don't think they would, but that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That would work better as a house, actually, I think.
And is that what area of the park is that? Is that by San Francisco?
New York.
New York.
Because he was in, I think the Zodiac Killer was in San
Francisco. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Right. Interesting. Yeah, but there's still a scare zone missing off that map.
You're right.
And I'm still hearing from many people that there's supposed to be a Last of Us scare zone. Where would it be? The one? See, yeah, because the horde at the front is normally a scare zone. That's the one that's missing, isn't it?
And maybe that's like what you talked about earlier about Minion, the Minion stuff. Maybe they're doing that horde instead.
Maybe.
That would make a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
What about what do you guys think about that Vamp show?
I'd be very interested.
Being right there.
Yeah, so we debated about that before in an earlier episode about
Like
where
it
that
was.
show, that stage was, and whether that was a show or it was the Lagoon show. And this pretty much solidifies that it's a show, not the Lagoon show.
Yeah, I know that there's no Lagoon show this year, so it looks like it is going to be where that Carnival of Carnage show was at 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be up for that.
It's just crazy with the crowds, though. Like, it's a pretty bad bottleneck there.
It is a big bottleneck, except now they've got that nice big Central Park area that they could route crowds through somehow.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, if they're not doing the Lagoon show, you've got that whole area there, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I remember like in 2015 when they did that show there, it was just a nightmare because you have, well, wasn't it like there was just like a barrier gate, and it did the same thing that they do for like the Potter shows where like if you're going to watch, you look over here. If you're going to walk, it's this way.
Yes.
But again, every year it's just gotten more and more busier and crowded where I just logistically it's going to be a nightmare.
I guess we will find out.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to, for the first time ever, we're not going to go in with with the sort of pre-knowledge of having weeks and weeks before we go, because we're going to be literally there opening night, which is going to be weird.
So excited.
Yeah.
It's just going to be
It's going to be a great weekend.
as long as it doesn't rain. Cool.
No, why
excited.
can't you put that on
Put
it?
that into existence.
No,
I know.
it is going to rain, guys. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, opening night, it will be a downpour.
Oh,
all
don't
right?
shut
Just
up.
be
Prepare
prepared.
for that. Yeah, that's
Bring
it.
a
Just
change
be
of
prepared.
shoes.
It
That was the
happens.
only thing that made me miserable last time that happened was the shoes. So I will bring shoes and change of socks this time.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, I'm excited. That is, if even if 90% of that comes to fruition, I think it's going to be a very, very, very good year.
I think so too.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Really solid map. Yep.
Absolutely. Cool.
All right. Well, I think we beat that to death. And yeah, it's going to wrap the show up for us. But that means it's time for another Universal Is. And this one comes from our guest host, John. And we'd like you to get involved. So just let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less, and send them to podcast@uuopodcast.com. But for this episode, John, it's over to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. So Universal is Fountain of Youth.
Talk to you guys next time.
That was another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast, the best and only podcast about Universal Orlando on the island. Check us out on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcasts, news, and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. Join the Producers Club by emailing us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, for all your other theme park news, and email Michelle at portkeyvacations.net to book your next trip. So until next time, this is Amity 6, Call Off the Marines, we're coming home.